The Fiat 500 has been sold in North America since 2011. They've sold 100,000 cars, and now they have the bigger sibling arriving on our shores right here in Baltimore, Maryland. That's where the European Fiat 500L arrives here in North America. Now, L, you might think, stands for longer or larger. Could stand for that. They say it stands for loft. A loft-like interior, lots of space under the hood, the same engine that's in the Fiat 500 Abarth. That's a 160 horsepower turbocharged engine. So we're here in Baltimore. We're going to check out and see what it's all about. Fiat made a smart move with the engine they're using in this particular vehicle. The regular Fiat 500 has a slightly anemic 101 horsepower four-cylinder engine. This is the 1.4 liter turbo, the same engine that's found in the most powerful version of the Fiat 500, the Abarth. 160 horsepower, turbocharged, and you can get 3 different transmissions. Out of the gate, they're going to have a 6-speed manual transmission, a 6-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, that's the one we're driving here. And the beginning of 2014, they'll have a 6-speed conventional automatic transmission. Now the dual clutch model, it gives you greater efficiency because it's really a manual transmission automatically controlled. But it is a certain driving characteristic that takes a while to get used to. So people that don't like that might go right to the regular automatic. So how is this car being modified over the European version? Well, the suspension isn't as firm. It's more compliant for our bumpy North American roads, and they've gone with Koni FSD shock absorbers, frequency selective dampening. These shocks are able to change the ratio of dampening depending on the road surface, and they do a very nice job over bumpy surfaces, and they make the car still feel very connected at highway speeds. This car is actually really nice on the highway. It's quiet. They've done a great job of reducing the noise and vibration that gets into the car. This car feels unique. It's got the big windows. The only other vehicles I can think of that are quirky like this, well, one would be the Mini Countryman. That's the most logical comparison. The Kia Soul, maybe even the Nissan Cube. But when you're driving this car, you feel like you're driving something special. And people who are looking for something different to drive, this is an option. Now, it'd be easy to think that they just took the Fiat 500 and made it bigger. That's not the case. This vehicle doesn't really share any components with the Fiat 500. It's totally different on the inside, and that's a good thing. You might remember the radio controls on the Fiat 500 have the little push buttons to go up and down with the volume. They've gotten rid of that. They've gone to a conventional rotary dial, which I much prefer. There's a 5-inch Uconnect screen in there. The vehicle is covered with a soft touch material on the dash. For North America, they added things that North Americans want. An armrest for the driver, bigger cup holders, radio controls on the steering wheel. There's a couple of large glove boxes in this vehicle as well. But really, if you're looking at a Fiat 500L, you want space over the regular 500. And you get that. It's 42% larger for the passengers in the first 2 rows. Back seat has a relatively flat floor to load kids in and out of. There's plenty of legroom, obviously lots of headroom. And when you sit in the vehicle, what you notice the very first time is just how much glass there is here. And when you get the huge panoramic sunroof that we have on this top model, it really opens it up. It's bright and it's airy. And the other thing you'll notice is that the windows are relatively flat. They don't curve in at the top, which gives you great shoulder-to-shoulder room as well. So people are going to go into the dealer and look at this vehicle and say, you know what, this is the 500. It's bigger and it's more functional for what I need. You know what? This Fiat 500 reminds me of a Jeep Wrangler. Seriously. Remember years ago, Jeep had the 2-door Wrangler, and then they came out with the 4-door Unlimited. Now the 4-door is so popular, it outsells the 2-door. And I can almost see that happening with this Fiat 500. People go into the dealership, they look at the cute Italian styling of the Fiat 500, but it's just not big enough for what they need. And they look at this and they say, yeah, it's still got the quirky Italian styling. It's got more space, a lot more space on the inside. Fabulous outward visibility with all those windows. It comes standard with the top engine in the 500 range, the turbocharged that's in the Abarth, and it has 3 available transmissions for a price that's easy to eat at $26,000 for the top fully loaded model. So there's going to be a lot of people that are shopping in that compact crossover segment are now going to look at this Fiat 500L and say, that's an option.